Do you love constantly guessing between low and overhead? Probably not, right? Well then say hello to your worst nightmare, because Darius is the cheapest mix-up character in Mortal Kombat history. Guess wrong once and he'll drown you in an ocean of unfair mix-ups. And once you're cornered, he'll hit you with 60% damage combos or even a touch of death combo. Yeah, this character is insanely broken and I can't wait to talk about him. Alright, here we go, Mortal Kombat Deception. It has been a while, straight into practice mode. I'm excited. There he is, it's your boy Darius, and just wait until you see his alternate costume. Oh my goodness, the early 2000s were wild, man. They had no chill. Developers had no chill. What is this skin? Dang, I think everybody in this game bleeds red except for Noob Smoke, and I can't force him to switch characters, so I guess we gotta beat up on Baraka because he's the ugliest, and therefore YouTube's not gonna care if I punch him. Alright, so today you're gonna learn about one of the cheapest top tiers ever, because this character is downright brain dead. Despite characters having multiple stances, this guy only needs one. If you're not in the gauntlet stance, then why are you even playing the character? You see this move right here? That's just standing 3. It hits overhead, so if you're crouching, you get launched for a full combo. And then he has this special move, down forward 3. Yeah, it hits low, so already we have a 50-50, and guess what? The hit stun on this special move is so long that I have time to walk forward and force the mix-up again. Or in other words, if you want to be a pure degenerate, you can just walk forward and do 50-50s over and over again. Do a combo, end with this special, then walk forward and then force the mix-up all over again. I'm not kidding you, you can win with just these 2 attacks. You can launch with standing 3, do it again, special move, walk forward, go for an overhead again, or just keep spamming the lows over and over again. Yeah, that totally works. Believe it or not, this game did have online, and there is footage of Darius players just doing this over and over again, because the netcode was not that good, there was some severe lag, so these 2 moves were all you needed. But don't worry, there's still one more mix-up to worry about, his throw. Keep in mind, throws in this game cannot be broken out of. You have to dodge them by jumping or ducking. And even though the animation doesn't look like it, yes, it is a combo starter. 100%, check this out. That was a combo. I know it didn't look like it because the opponent was getting up off the ground, but that's because you have all day to extend the combo after his throw. It's ridiculous. Once again, I know it does not appear like a combo starter, but it absolutely is. Just hold forward, do this, and here comes the 50-50 all over again. Dear God, 31% damage for that baby combo into a guaranteed reset pressure mix-up. And in fact, you can even do this string if you just want damage instead. Oh my god, almost 50% damage, and the follow-up attacks missed completely. And guess what? This 50-50 can actually be very tough to punish, so even if you guess correctly and block the right way, Darius can be very tough to punish, and there's 2 big reasons why. For starters, this low-hitting special is actually safe on block if done meaty, so if the opponent wakes up to block and only the very end of this move is blocked, it's actually very, very tough to punish. So like that, for example, that was a meaty setup. So in summary, if I spam this special move over and over again for guaranteed pressure, it doesn't matter if you block it, I could still be safe. And the same is true for his overhead, the standing 3, which has amazing range, by the way. This thing can also be very tough to punish if spaced correctly. So yeah, his 50-50s can be safe. But now there's one more special move we absolutely have to talk about, and it's his chest cruncher, because I think this move hits overhead, which means Darius has a legit 50-50 with special moves alone, and that's it. If you're near the corner, he can just pester you with these 2 moves, because one's an overhead and one's a low. Now, the overhead is somewhat reactable, but even so, it's pretty insane to think about just 2 special moves mixing you over and over again until you're dead. But don't worry, we're not even close to done with the nonsense. Look at his square. Look how good this move is. Check out the hit stun, and the damage is pretty crazy too. This is perfect for putting the opponent in a death trap and setting them up for a ring out. It's really, really good. And the range on it is pretty crazy too, so at any point you can just try this move, and if it hits, you get a ton of crazy hit stun, and the opponent is knocked towards a death trap. And then we have down 4. Down 4 is also absurdly good. Down circle in this game, insane, because it guarantees the mix-up once again. You can walk forward and throw, which again, very hard to escape. You can go for the overhead 3 to launch the opponent for a full combo, or you can go straight into the low and then guarantee more pressure. Yeah, and once again, all of this started with a down 4, just a low hitting poke that guarantees so much more pressure after it lands. I was not joking when I told you all this character is cheap. He has guaranteed 50-50 setups that lead to even more guaranteed pressure, and even if you block correctly, it's really, really tough to punish him. And then if he does land a throw, the amount of damage he gets is absolutely absurd. Oh, but this next mix-up is downright evil. The opponent is always expecting you to walk forward and keep the combo going, because why wouldn't you? But here's the thing, because the opponent is in a get-up animation, you can just do this instead. Go for another throw. Yeah, that's right, you can loop the throw back to back to sneak in an extra 16% damage. So normally the setup does about this much damage. Walk forward, relaunch, down forward 3, how much are we getting? 31%. So now add 16 to that, we're getting 47% because we snuck in that extra throw that the opponent was not expecting. Like I said, it's a diabolical mix-up. Because don't forget, the launcher is an overhead, so after throwing the opponent, they might be hoping that you barely mistimed the standing 3, which means they can block it by standing. But instead you throw, which is unbreakable and works on standing opponents, so you literally scared the opponent into blocking your throw. And if all this wasn't crazy enough already, yes, this character has a touch of death, and that's because he can do certain combos that when ended in the corner guarantee his throw, which then leads to even more damage afterwards. Now thankfully this game does have combo breaker, but you only get 3, and you can exhaust them pretty quickly if your opponent knows what they're doing and is landing constant combos, which means all the Darius player has to do is make sure you spend those 3 combo breakers and then go for the guaranteed touch of death combo in the corner, and he's won the game. And to make matters even worse, Darius has combos that can't be broken. That's right, this guy gets guaranteed damage with certain setups. I'm gonna put him on screen right now. These combos cannot be broken, which is already crazy enough, but when you combine it with a character that gets constant guaranteed pressure into more 50-50s, yeah, having guaranteed combos is absolutely insane. Or if you don't care about damage, just go straight into the guaranteed hard knockdown once again, so the 50-50s just keep on happening. Here's a low. This time it's an overhead, low. This time it's a low, and then a throw instead. Yep, guaranteed every single time. Now I'm gonna relaunch you. Guaranteed pressure, low, guaranteed pressure, overhead, low, and then go for a throw. You get the idea. This guy is a mix-up monster, and every time he hits you, he just guarantees that more damage is coming into more setups and resets. So as you can see, not only does Darius have crazy pressure and super unfair mix-ups that are safe on block if done correctly, but he also has good footsie tools. His standing 1 is absurdly good on hit and has ridiculous range, and his down 4 also has some really good range. In fact, it's way further than you would think, and if he lands this, he can just walk forward and go for more pressure because he's so plus on hit. It's insane. Yeah, Darius is crazy, but there's even more stuff to talk about. His back 3 is a sweep with a ton of good range and also guarantees pressure. Look at the knockdown. He can walk forward and just go for more stuff. He also has back 2, which switches sides, and that's a big deal because if you corner him next to a death trap, he can flip you over his head, and now you're in danger of the death trap instead. So it's really good. And in fact, can he combo into this? Yes, he can. So this mix-up, he can guarantee into the flip, and look at that. They're landing on an invisible shelf. Can I? There's no way. I bet I can though. Watch this. It's gonna blow your mind. Oh, I can't quite reach. If it could, that would be guaranteed because they're stuck on the shelf. That's so funny. I wish I could reach him. I wish I had some way of reaching him in time. Can the projectile land? Nah, I don't think so. Probably too far away. Let's try though. Nah, he gets up in time. Dang. His projectile, by the way, is actually really bad. It's the one bad thing about him because the recovery on it is terrible. Look how long it takes me to block after throwing the projectile. It's really bad. If you try this move and the opponent dodges it, you can't do anything. They're gonna punish you for a full combo. And now finally, just to be thorough, he has one more special move, his spinny kicks, which looks pretty cool, but honestly isn't that great. Not because it's bad like his fireball. This thing is actually terrible. Spinny kicks is not terrible, but compared to his other special moves, the low and the overhead, there's no reason to ever use spinny kicks. It's just not that great. Because even though it does hit 3 times and do decent damage, look how fast the opponent can get up. Yeah, they're able to tech wake up from this move, which is not the case for his low special move. They're stuck on the ground the whole time, which means you can walk forward and do more pressure. And as a result, there's just no reason to ever do spinny kicks except at the casual level if you're messing around with some friends, and that's pretty much it. And the same can also be said for his leopard stance. This stance is not terrible. It has some weird hitbox issues, but look at that. You can launch the opponent to start combo, so that's pretty cool. And then if you stance switch into his weapons, look at that, he switches sides. So once again, if you're near the corner as Darius and afraid of being wrung out or caught in a death trap, you can stance switch from leopard into gauntlets, and now they're next to the death trap. So overall, leopard is not a useless stance, and I bet even his Shinto Ryu could be useful in some situations, but the reality is his gauntlets are just so darn good and ridiculously simple and oh so cheap. At the end of the day, there's no reason to memorize long stances when just 2 moves can win the game. Standing 3 and then a low special special move, and every now and then a throw just to keep your opponent guessing. And don't forget, in certain situations, the throw is guaranteed, and that leads to touch of death combos. As you can see, Darius is one of the most brain-dead top tiers in Mortal Kombat history. He is absolutely broken, especially at the casual level. He has guaranteed resets into more pressure and constant 50-50s that can be safe on block, and on top of that, his damage is crazy, almost always around 50% for very short combos. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, please leave a like down below. It helps my channel out a ton. Then keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell, that way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.